Hi, my name is Vishal. My dream is to win an artist.
Hello, my name is Kitty Toy. E B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P
Hey Nausea, do you know what is rare disease?
No.
Not really.
Not off my head, so I guess not.
Rare diseases, as its name suggests, are conditions that affect a very small number of people. In Singapore, we've defined it as a disease that affects fewer than 1 in 2,000 people. There are about 7,000 rare diseases identified worldwide. There can be many causes of rare diseases, but a majority of these conditions are genetic in nature.
It's a bit of a shock to learn that he's the only one here, seemingly in Singapore, that has this condition. It's treatable, so there is medicine, and that was a huge relief. When we found out the cost, then there was a bit of a loss of what to do. There was a lot of Googling, seeing whether there were research teams overseas that were looking at how to study this condition.
The first 1 year was near the front of my mind all the time, just thinking about, wow, what am I going to do? How am I going to afford this?
Everything related to the whole thing, right? So cost of medicine, consultation, lab testing and all that. 60,000?
This disease is due to a disruption in the process that makes bile acids in the liver. Despite feeding well, they may not be able to absorb the fat very well, and they don't grow very well. And a child may show signs of liver irritation. If you don't treat it, then he will require early liver transplant. Without liver transplant, they do usually survive.
When the doctor asks you open mouth, you don't then how to see? You can see my mouth inside. At the age of 3, we realized that the stomach is bloated. Then once she fell down, she hit the head. I know the impact is not that great, but it's not very normal to have a big lump. A few days later, the blood actually went down to the eye bag area. I know being called up by a group of doctors is not a good news lah.
So Zesha has Gaucher disease. It's a condition whereby there's a deficiency of an enzyme that breaks down lipid material in the body. And because she's not able to break it down, this lipid material stores up in the various organs like the liver and the spleen, making it very big. And that made it very uncomfortable for her to move around as well as to even eat food. So Zesha undergoes what we call enzyme replacement therapy. She comes to hospital once in 2 weeks for infusion of the enzyme.
The doctor actually told me that the cost of the treatment wasn't cheap. Every time the weight increased, the cost of the drugs also increased.
So the tagline of the Rare Disease Fund is that there is hope for a lifetime. And that brings us a sense of comfort that, Chris can possibly benefit from it. When I first got the news that it was being successfully set up and that Chris was a beneficiary, I wept. A sense of, I didn't feel so alone. A huge sense of, relief as well as joy. Every family wants normalcy. The existence of the fund helps us to move a bit nearer to that.